Hello everyone, today our topic is how to import Calendly teammate invitee details to Google Sheets. So here my objective is that whenever a new invitee is added in Calendly by a teammate, then automatically I want to add these invitee details in my Google Sheet, but I want to add these details in different sheets. For that, I have to build a connection between Calendly and Google Sheets. So for creating this connection, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing software for automation and integration. In Pabbly Connect, I'm going to use trigger and action. In trigger application, I'm going to use Calendly. In action application, I'm going to use Google Sheets. So how I'm going to build this connection? For that, let me take you to my computer screen. I hope all you can see my computer screen. And today we are going to see that how we can connect Calendly and Google Sheet and how we can simplify our tracking for invitee details. So here this is my Calendly account, and in this I'm the admin, and also I have added my team members, and now we have created this event of college webinar. So here we are adding new invitees for our event, but here we want to add the details of the invitees automatically in our Google Sheets. And in Google Sheet, we want to automatically add the details of the new invitee, and we want to segregate these invitee details in two different sheets. So these are my different sheets. So for example, if an invitee is created by admin, then I want to add the details of that invitee in admin sheet. Or the invitee is created by any team member, then I will add the invitee details in that team member sheet like this. So here, whenever a new invitee will be added in Calendly, then automatically that invitee details will be added in specific sheet on the basis of the user that has created that invitee. So for my objective, I have to build a connection between Calendly and Google Sheet. And for creating this connection, I'm going to open a new tab and search for pabbly.com. And this will take us to this landing page of Pabbly. Here we have two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you don't have any account with Pabbly, you can just sign up for free, and it will take only 2 minutes of your time, and you will get 100 of tasks free every month. Or if you already have an account, you can just sign in and you will get to see this page. So these are all the apps that Pabbly offers, and we are going to use Pabbly Connect here. For that, I have to click here on this Access Now button under Pabbly Connect, and this will direct us to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here, this is the workflow section, and we can see all the workflows that we will create here. And this is the folder section. We can create new folder here, and we can save any workflow in any particular folder that we want. Now here, I want to create a new workflow. For that, I have to click here on this create workflow button, and this window will pop up. Here, I have to name my workflow. So I'm going to name it as my objective, which is to import Calendly teammate invitee details to Google Sheets. Now I'm going to select the folder where I want to save my workflow. So I'm going to open this tab and I'm going to select home here, and I will click on create. And it will take us to this most important window of our workflow. Here we have two boxes, trigger and action. So these are the two main principles on which our workflow works on. And trigger says when this happens, action says do this. So trigger is going to be the first step that will get executed in our workflow, and action will just follow that. So we need to set up our trigger first, and here my trigger application will be Calendly. So I'm going to select Calendly here, and now I have to give a trigger event. So I'm going to open this tab, and invitee created organization will be my trigger event. So I'm going to select this, and now I have to connect Calendly with Pabbly Connect. So I'll click here on connect. I will click on add new connection, and I will connect with Calendly. And here my connection is successful. So I have already logged into my Calendly account in my browser. So it has detected that. That's why I have connected Calendly with Pabbly Connect. And here I have these two tabs. First is our organization and the user. So my organization tab is already filled because I have connected Calendly. And now I have to fill this user tab. But in this user tab, I have to select particular user that I don't want. So I have to click here on this map button, and I'm going to clear the default response. So why I have cleared this user? If I select any particular user, then I'm going to get the details of invitee created by that particular user only. Here, I want the details of all the invitees that are creating by my team members that I have in my Calendly account. Here I have to fill something in this user tab. So here I have this keyword, which is PC skip field. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste that keyword here. Now what this is going to do is this is going to skip this field, and it is going to give me the details of all the invitees that are creating by my team members, and I'm going to get the details of all the users that are going to create invitees. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on save and send as to quick button, and here it is waiting for response. So how I'm going to get a response? For that, I have to add a new invitee for my event in Calendly. And this integration is only going to work if you have a Calendly Pro account. Now I will go back to my Calendly account and I'm going to add the invitees in this particular event, which is a college webinar. So I'm going to open this, and in this, I'm going to preview this page. And here I'm going to add an invitee in this particular webinar as an admin. So I'm going to select my date, which is of 9th Feb. And I'm going to select any time. So I'm going to select 12 p.m. here. I'm going to click on next. And I have to fill the details of my invitee here. So the name of my invitee will be demo user. Email will be demouser@pabblytudes.com. And I'm going to schedule this event. So I'm going to click here. And I have added this new invitee as an admin. Now I'm going to go back to Pabbly Connect. And here we can see we have received this new response. And in this response, we have all these details of the invitee. So the email is demouser@pabblytudes.com. And we have this name of invitee, which is demo user. And this is a time zone, which is Asia, Kolkata. And we have the start time of our event that has been selected for our invitee. So the date is 9th Feb 2024. And here we have this time, which is 6:30. But this time zone is in ETC and UTC time zone. And we have added our invitee for the Asia, Kolkata time zone. So here what we need to do is we need to change the time zone of this particular event. For that, I have to set up my actions tab. So I'm going to open this and I'm going to use date and time formatter here. So this is a tool that Pabbly offers. So I'm going to select date and time formatter here. And I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab and I'm going to select this format time zone only. And I'm going to connect date and time formatter. So first I have to give the date. So I'm going to click here. I will open this response of Calendly. And I'm going to search for start date and time. So this is my scheduled event start time. So I'm going to select this. Now I have to give the time zone that this time is in. So I'm going to select UTC time zone. And now I want to change this time zone in Asia, Kolkata. So I'm going to select that here. So I want to change this time zone from this time zone to this particular time zone. And I'm going to click on save and send as request button. And here we can see we have received this new time zone. So my start date and time is 9th of Feb 2024, 12 p.m. So I have received the start date and time. Now we'll go back to Calendly response. And here we can see we have this particular email address. So this is the email address of the admin and the user that has added this invitee in our event. So what we are going to do is we are going to use this particular email address and we are going to segregate our details of the invitees in two different sheets. So here I have to add another actions tab. So I'm going to click here on this add actions tab button. And here I'm going to use router and I'm going to give an action event. So I'm going to open this and I'm going to select conditionally run. And I'm going to connect router by Pabbly with Pabbly Connect. So I'll click here on connect. And in this I can create routes on the basis of my condition. So I'm going to create two routes. First one is for my admin and second one is for my member. And you can create different routes for your team members according to you. So for example, you have 3 team members that are adding the invitees in your event. So you can create 3 different routes here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this routes. So first I'm going to name it as admin. I'm going to update this and I'm going to rename my second route. So I'm going to name it as member 1. So I'm going to update this too. Now in this route, what I'm going to do is I'm going to segregate the invitee details that I'm getting from Calendly for my event. And I'm going to add these details automatically in my Google Sheet in 2 different sheets on the basis of the user that has added that invitee in my Calendly event. So first I'm going to set it up for admin. So I'm going to click here on the set filter and actions tab. And here we can see we have these 3 tabs: select label, filter type and value. And by this I'm going to set up my filter. And in filter, I'm going to use the email address of my team member. So by that email address, I'm going to filter out the user that has been adding the invitee in my Calendly event. So I have to open the select label tab. I'm going to open the response of Calendly invitee created. In this, I have this option of resource event membership user email. So I'm going to select this as my label and my filter type will be equal to. And in this value, I'm going to give the email address of my admin that I have added in my Calendly account. So I'm going to give the address of my admin here. So this is the email address of my admin. So I have filled my value here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on save and send as request button. And here I have this status of success. This means my condition is true. So this means is that this invitee is added in my Calendly event by the admin or this particular email address. So here my condition is true. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my actions tab here. So I'm going to click here on this Add Actions tab. And here I'm going to select Google Sheet as my action application. And I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab and add new row will be my action event. And I'm going to connect Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. So I'll click here on Connect. I will click on Add New Connection and I will sign in with Google. And now I have to click on Allow to give access to my account. And my connection here is successful. And here to add these details in my Google Sheet, I have to fill all these tabs. So first I have to select my spreadsheet. So for selecting the spreadsheet, I have to go back to my Google Sheet. And this is my Google Sheet and it is named as College Webinar Invitee Details. And I have two sheets here, admin and member one. So for adding the details of the invitee that has been added by admin, so for that I have to use this admin sheet. And in this I have these three columns, name, email and start date and time. And if the invitee is added by the member, for that I have this sheet which is named as member one. And I have the same columns, name, email, start date and time here too. Now I will go back to Pabbly Connect and map all these details in Pabbly Connect. So first I have to select my spreadsheet. For selecting the spreadsheet, I have to open this tab. And in this tab, you will find all the spreadsheets that are connected with your Google Sheet account. And in this, I'm going to use this College Webinar Invitee Details spreadsheet. So I'm going to select this. And now I have to select my sheet. So this invitee has been added by the admin. So I'm going to add these details in the admin sheet. So I have to open this tab, and in this tab you will find all the sheets that are connected with your spreadsheet. So I'm going to use this admin sheet. So in my sheet, I have all these columns, name, email and start date and time. So in this, I have to fill the details of the invitee that I have created for my Calendly event. So I'm going to use those details and I'm going to map those details here, and I'm going to use mapping. So what mapping is a technique through which I can retrieve the data from the previous tab, and the data that is changing will get replaced with the new data in the real time. So for mapping, I'm going to click here. I will open this response of Calendly invitee created. And in this, I'm going to search for the name. So this is the name of my invitee, which is demo user. So I'm going to map this. Now I have to give the email address. So I'm going to click here. I will open this response of Calendly and I'm going to search for the email of my invitee. So this is the email demoUser@pabblytudes.com. So I'm going to map this. And now I have to map the start date and time. So I have this start date and time in this date and time formatter. So I'm going to open this, and this is my start date and time. So I'm going to map this. Now I have filled all my details here. So I'm going to add these details automatically in my Google Sheet in this particular sheet of admin. So I'm going to click on Save and Send as Request button. And here we can see we have received this response. So this is a positive response, and this means that I have added these details automatically in my sheet of admin. Now I'm going to go back to Google Sheet and I will go to my admin sheet. And here we can see that I have added these new details automatically in my sheet. So the name is demo user, email is demoUser@pabblytudes.com, and we have this start date and time, which is 9th of Feb 2024, and the timing is 12 p.m. So I have added these details of the invitee that has been added by admin in Calendly for my event. And I have added these details automatically, and I have segregated those details on the basis of the user that has added those details. Now we'll go back to Pabbly Connect. I'm going to close this and I'm going to set filter for my member one. So I'm going to click here, and now I'm going to select the same label of the member email. So I'm going to click here. I will open this response of Calendly and I'm going to select this label. So I'm going to click here, and I have to give a filter type which will be equal to, and in the value I'm going to give the email address of my member, and I'm going to give the same email address that I have also added as a teammate in my Calendly account. So I'm going to give my email address here. So this is the email address of my team member. So I have set up this filter for my team member. So whenever a new invitee will be added by my team member, then this filter will work and this will give me a status of success. Now I'm going to add an actions tab for my filter. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to click on Add Actions tab. And now I have to select my action application. So my action application is Google Sheets. So I'm going to select this. And I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab, and add new row will be my action event. And I'm going to connect Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. So I'll click here on Connect. And I have already connected Google Sheet. So I'm going to use this existing connection. So I'm going to click on Save. And here I have selected my spreadsheet, which is College Webinar Invitee Details. So I'm going to add these details in the same spreadsheet, but the invitee has been added by the team member. Then I have to add those details in this sheet of member. So I'm going to select this sheet of member 1. So whenever an invitee will be added in Calendly event by any team member, then those details will be added on those particular sheet of the members. So I have selected my sheet here. Now I have the name, email and start date and time. So I'm going to map those details same as my previous steps. So I'm going to map those details again. So I'm going to click here. I will open this response of Calendly and I'm going to search for the name. So this is the name of my invitee. So I'm going to map this. Now I'm going to map the email and I'm going to map the start date and time. So I have filled all my details here. Now I'm going to click on save and my data is saved. Now I'm going to close this and I have created these two routes for admin and member. So whenever an invitee has been added by admin, then those details are going to add in the admin sheet. And if the invitee has been added by the team member, then those details will be added in member 1 sheet in Google Sheet. Now I'm going to add a new invitee in Calendly for my event by a team member. So I'm going to open the Calendly account of my team member. So this is the account of my team member and the name is Ashima. And this is the event which is named as college webinar. So I'm going to open this. And in this webinar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new invitee. So I'm going to view live page and I'm going to select the date. So I'm going to select the date of 10th of Feb and I'm going to give a timing. So my timing will be 11 a.m. and I'm going to click on next and I have to give a name. So my name will be new invitee and I have to give an email address. So my email will be newinvitee@pabblytudes.com and I'm going to schedule this event. So I'm going to click here. So I have successfully added this invitee by the team member. Now I'm going to go back to my Google Sheet and here I'm going to go to this sheet of member 1 and here we can see that I have automatically added this new row with the new invitee details. So the name is new invitee, email is newinvitee@pabblytudes.com and we have the start date and time. So the date is 10th Feb 2024 and we have this time of 11 a.m. So these were the same details that we have just created in Calendly for our college webinar event and this invitee has been added by the team member named Ashima. So we have added these details automatically in our Google Sheet. And here I have two sheets and I'm adding the details of all the invitees on the basis of the user that has been adding the invitees in my Calendly event. Now let's go back to Pabbly Connect. And here I have created this connection between Calendly and Google Sheet in such a way that whenever a new invitee has been added in my Calendly event, then automatically I'm adding those details of the invitee in my Google Sheet and I'm segregating those details of the invitee on the basis of the user that has been adding those invitees in Calendly event. So let's summarize what we did here. So first I have set up my trigger and my trigger application was Calendly and my trigger event was invitee created by organization. Then I have set up my action steps and first I have used date and time formatter by Pabbly to format my time zone and then I have used router by Pabbly and in this I have created two routes. First one is for admin, second one is for member and by these routes I'm adding the details of the invitee in my Google Sheets automatically. So this is how I have successfully created this workflow and you can also create this workflow by following all the steps that I did in my workflow. And I'm also going to put the link of my workflow in the description so you can check it out from there. And thank you for watching this video. Not just these applications, you can automate and integrate a lot more applications like this using Pabbly Connect. If you need any help or if you have any doubt, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can post them at forum.pabbly.com or if you have any issue with the pricing of Pabbly, you can connect on this link. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.